Tonight, a warning shot. Putin putting the U.S. on notice not to send troops to help Ukraine. He says Russia is ready to use nukes. And he's boasting that his arsenal has an edge on America's. It comes as a new U.S. intelligence assessment finds that Russia's struggles on the battlefield could make Putin more likely to follow through. Fred Pleiken begins our coverage tonight out front.
Moscow's troops claiming they're on the offensive, releasing this video purporting to show Russian cluster munitions destroying 3 Ukrainian combat choppers, even though CNN cannot independently verify the authenticity of the video. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in an interview with Kremlin-controlled media, directly warning the U.S. don't send troops to help Ukraine, even though the Biden administration has never even come close to saying they do that. We know what American combat troops on Russian territory are. They are interventionists, he said. That is how we will treat it, even if they appear on Ukrainian territory. And Putin even taking his threats nuclear, saying Russia would have the edge over the U.S. in a war using atomic weapons, on land, in the air using strategic bombers, and at sea with Moscow's powerful fleet of nuclear-armed subs. From a technical point of view, of course, we're ready for nuclear war, he said. The missiles are constantly combat ready. Secondly, and this is accepted by everybody, our nuclear triad is more modern than any other triad. Actually, only us and the Americans have a triad. Struggling on the battlefield, Ukraine says it has hit Russian oil refineries, including this one just over 100 miles outside Moscow, with long-distance drones. Putin calling this attempted interference in the upcoming Russian presidential election he's set to win by a landslide. The main goal is to, if not disrupt the presidential elections in Russia, he said, then at least to somehow interfere in the normal process of expressing the will of citizens.
Fox News alert, and let's focus on Russia. Putin's latest warning to the West, Moscow, ready for nuclear war.
Они у нас постоянно находятся в состоянии боевой готовности. А наша триада, ядерная триада, это у нас, да, американцев, на самом деле, продвинулись гораздо больше. У нас она более современная.
Breaking news coming out in the last 48 hours of nuclear war warnings, as Putin says Russia is ready to use nuclear weapons, and he says that his country's nuclear capabilities are superior to that of the United States. Here's another article that came out: Russia ready for nuclear war, Putin claims. We have them with us at all times, constantly in a state of combat readiness. Putin warns again that Russia is ready to use nuclear weapons if its sovereignty is threatened, and China responding to this yesterday. This article coming out today. China responds to Putin's nuclear weapons warning. Beijing said Wednesday that nuclear powers should jointly seek de-escalation following Vladimir Putin's statement that Russia is prepared for a possible nuclear conflict. Now, asked to respond, the Chinese foreign minister stressed that nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. China believes that all nuclear weapon states need to embrace the idea of common security and uphold global strategic balance and stability. Under the current circumstances, parties need to take concrete action and jointly seek de-escalation at this time. Let me know if you agree with China. But take a look at this. As you'll recall, just a couple months ago, back in November, Putin pulls Russia out of the nuclear test ban treaty. The U.S. signed a comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty with Russia in 1996, but failed to ratify the treaty as Russia did back in 2000. They're saying we need this treaty again because right now there are warnings of potential nuclear war, Russia warning the West. Now, as I mentioned, headlines coming out in the last 48 hours, but I'm going to be sharing with you some video footage so that way you can see it for yourself. Now, speaking of major warnings, if you missed the video yesterday, you might want to check it out, as FBI Director Wray warned yet again that we are looking at a potential attack in the United States. So stick around to the end for some more updates on that, but let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the...
С технической точки зрения мы, конечно, готовы. Они у нас постоянно находятся в состоянии боевой готовности. Это первое. А второе, и это тоже вообще признанная вещь, наша триада, ядерная триада, она является более современной, чем любая другая триада. А таких триад только вот у нас, да, американцев, на самом деле. И мы здесь продвинулись гораздо больше. У нас она более современная. и вся ядерная составляющая. В целом по носителям и по зарядам у нас примерный паритет, но у нас более современный. Но это знают все, специалисты все знают. Но это не значит, что мы должны меряться количеством носителей и боезарядов. Но знать об этом нужно. И те, кому нужно, повторяю, экспертам, специалистам, военным,